guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to try out some new products that just launched at Sephora, and I'm also going to give you all my recommendations for this year's Sephora spring sale. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright you guys, so there's so much to cover. This is one of my favorite videos to do. I love this time of the year, and I love at the end of the year when we do another Sephora sale. It's so much fun to give you guys all my recommendations. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button before we continue. Click the notification bell. It really does help me out when you guys give this video a huge thumbs up, so click that like button. Go ahead and click it right now. Comment below. When you guys comment and like my videos, it really pushes them up through the algorithm to help get more views and help get more of you to subscribe to my channel, because we are doing pretty good. We haven't hit 10K yet, but we are almost there, so help me out with that, you guys. I would really appreciate that. And I will have all the affiliate links on the bottom of every product I talk about. Again, that supports my channel. I don't get PR, so a lot of my products I am purchasing myself. I'm gonna go broke because right now, like, there are so many launches that I'm just trying to catch up with that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm spending more money, more and more money. So whenever you guys use those affiliate links, it really does, I don't get much, but I get a little bit. And when I get a little bit, that helps me to keep purchasing more new makeup to keep reviewing on my channel and let you guys know whether or not this makeup is worth it to buy. That is why I wanted to do this on camera, because these just launched. I don't have previous videos, and I don't want to really recommend anything to you guys that I don't have a video on or that I haven't been using. I want to recommend products that I really know work and I really like and enjoy and keep repurchasing. These are new to me, so I wanted to make sure I did it on camera so you guys can see whether or not you think it's worth it. Maybe this was something you had in your cart, you were interested in getting, but they just launched, so you don't know. I have found that my skin, even though I am more a dry skin kind of girl, normal to dry skin, sometimes very dry. Lately, I don't know what's going on with my hormones in this year, but I have been more normal, almost combo, slightly oily at times. But that's very rare. It's more just normal skin right now, but I have found that less is more. And the only moisturizer I really like to use at night is the LANEIGE water cream. When my skin was extremely dry, it was the only thing that got me through those dry skin days. I mean, this is the most incredible product. I actually like using this as a base for my makeup too. I think it creates one of the most beautiful bases, and you can almost get away with no primer. But that is a old makeup trick from the past. My mom actually presented that to me a long time ago. My mom was in the beauty industry for a very long time, and she used to say, I don't know why you use primers, just use night creams, they're thick. So that's pretty much the only thing I've been using besides Summer Fridays is, I guess this is LANEIGE, but Summer Fridays Cloud Dew Mist. I just talked about that in my KVD video. I used it in that video, and this is one of the most incredible moisturizers. I used to use Clinique Moisture Surge, and I still do. I use them off and on, both of them. I just kind of, I think it's, your skin gets used to products, so that's the only one I typically use. Another product I absolutely love, I think I talked about this in a few videos back, but this is the retinol stick. This is the Peace Out retinol stick, eye stick, but I actually like using it on my frown lines and on my lines on my forehead. And it's like a chapstick, and it's just really smooths out, but this has retinol in it, so it's really helping with the lines and stuff like that. So I really highly recommend that product. One last skincare product I want to go over is the CICAPAIR. I talked about this in my KVD Good Apple video. Be sure to check out that video, but this tiger grass is phenomenal. So for my girls out there that break out, okay, I'm not talking about anybody else because you don't need this product if you don't break out, or if you don't have hyperpigmentation or any kind of discolorization from anything, sunspots. This is a game changer for me, like game changer. It goes on beautifully under my makeup. It literally just makes, it has that green, oh, it smells so good too. It has like that green tint to it. So it's going to cancel out the darkness. And it really helps with my girls out there with acne scars. I mean, really helps, you guys. It is such a phenomenal product. I actually like using it with this e.l.f. Putty Primer brush. I talked about this in my e.l.f. video. I like that it scoops out and just like pressing it into my skin. I do this off camera because it just takes too long. I will get into concealers, but I do, because I'm filming this portion after I already filmed, I did forget to mention that I love the Makeup Forever concealers. I will show the swatches of the colors I own. 2.4 is what I put under my eye. I love it in combination with like a very luminous foundation like the Estee Lauder one I will touch on in just a second, and the KVD Good Apple, because they're very moisturizing foundations. I find that using a matte concealer with those type of products, especially if you are normal to oily skin, work out better. It's just a better combination. And I never thought anything would ever replace Tarte Shape Tape, but Makeup Forever just killed it with this. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I love their other one. This is the Ultra HD. This is the self-setting one. It's really pretty if you really like that lightweight feel. Like this is really thick. So for my dry skin girls that just, or for my girls that don't like a lot of concealer, this is a beautiful concealer. I have shade, I didn't swatch that one when I swatched all the concealers. I think this is 30.5. I like it for more the brightening effect, but 31.5 would typically probably be more my shade, or even 33 if I was doing like my foundation look with my concealers. But very beautiful. Very, I forgot to mention those concealers, but I will mention other concealers down the road when we talk about that when we get later into the video. But as far as primers go, I have been trying to kind of stay away from primers as of the last week, only because my skin has been so flared up that I just have a really difficult time. So the two primers that I will stick to right now, one is not sold at Sephora. It's the Dermablend one. I like both the Dermablend ones, but these are the two I would recommend from Sephora. So I really like the Milk Hydro Grip, especially if you have sensitive skin or dry skin or even oily skin. I just feel like this product grips the makeup. It's the only way I was able to get that KVD Good Apple to not crease, cake up, or start to dissipate. This was the only primer that worked, okay? And anytime you have slippery type foundations, especially even with this product right here, I'm using it right now underneath this, these slip around. They're going to break up a little bit. They're good because they're very liquidy, right? You're not talking about the NARS Soft Matte, which is my ultimate favorite. We'll get into that later on, but I don't need it so much with this foundation. Yes, it does still work good with it, but I can use some of my more silicone primers that are still not really good for my skin, but give that smoothing effect, right? But when you use foundations like, or tinted moisturizers and stuff like that, it's just better to stick to these gripping type primers, in my opinion, okay? I do love the MATTESCREEN. I also own the Glow Screen. It's the only sunscreen that doesn't break me out, you guys. I do like Tula as well, but SUPERGOOP, just, I don't know what it is, or I don't know if it's a very clean, or I think it must be physical sunscreen, because chemical sunscreen will break me out. It's not good for you anyway. Stick to physical sunscreens. But this is SPF 40. You know, honestly, I don't go out in the sun that much, so I don't use this unless I'm out in the sun. And it does, especially for those no makeup days, like to use this, I'll talk about it later on the video, but to use like a Rare Beauty blush like that was so natural. Like this is so pretty because it kind of blurs out your skin. It has a bit of a skin tint to it. If this was something you were ever thinking about you know, in the market. It is such a beautiful blurring. It says like a, you know, like a neutral skin tint to it, like a brownish skin tint to it. But yeah, it's so pretty. It blends out and smooths out that skin. I mean, your skin feels like a baby's butt, yet you're still getting that sunscreen. So like if you were going to the beach, let's say here in SoCal, Newport Beach, I just want to run to Newport Beach and just have a nice day out there. I'm going to use something like this versus a foundation and maybe put a little bit of powder on, like the Fenty powder, and it's so beautiful, you guys. You don't need anything. I mean, it really kind of blurs a lot of the stuff out. So it's really nice. The glow screen is really pretty for my girls that like that luminous, dewy look, because it does give that, but yet it still has that a little bit of that color in there. So you can definitely do a no makeup look. My skin right now, I would stick to more the matte screen just because I'm more on the normal combo. But if you have dry skin, I would go for the glow screen. It's really, really pretty. And this might be too drying for you if you have dry skin. So those are my recommendations for primers. Let's now just try out this Eaze drop from Fenty Beauty. So let's just swing on over to that footage. So I wanted to show you guys how the Fenty Beauty Eaze drops worked on camera. If this was something that you were interested in, I know it just launched and it might be something good for you guys to pick up in the sale. We're in a time where a lot of us don't like to wear a lot of heavy foundations right now, and a lot of tinted moisturizers are really making a big impact in the market right now. You guys know I talked about this in my Clinique video, and I will pop that up right there. That's a really good foundation, but I did mention that the Estee Lauder HYDRA Rescue is one of my favorite tinted moisturizer like foundations. It is extremely lightweight, but it's still so hydrating to the skin for my dry skin girls. I do find that this didn't work for me as well in humid weather. So it's something I love when I'm in a more dry climate, but I am still kind of on the hunt for something that is a little bit more forgiving when it is a more humid day. So the Fenty Beauty Eaze drops was something I was really interested in because it is a very, this is pretty good coverage right here. You can build this up into full coverage, the Estee Lauder one. And let me show you the swatches to the Estee Lauder. So I typically like to go 1W2, especially for my skin tone right now, but because I am running right now, I'm actually mixing it with the 3W1 Tawny. In the winter, I love the 1W2. It is a perfect match for my skin, but now that I'm running outside and I'm really getting more sun, especially since it's so warm here in SoCal, I'm noticing that I'm gonna have to start mixing that 3W1 into the 1W2. I just find with the Estee Lauder shades, they are good, but there still isn't a shade on there that's perfect for me. So I've had to kind of mix. With the Fenty Eaze drops, it's the same thing. I'm gonna have to probably mix these, but number 5 just seemed to be the closest to me. So I'm gonna go with that right now. I have been really, when I'm not filming, I'm just going somewhere just more casual, I have found that I really enjoy just doing more of like a spot conceal and using more powders, but sometimes I just want something to kind of even out my face, and I do find that these Eaze drops are really good for that. So you can take a look at those swatches again right there. That's 5, I want to say 7 and 8. I've already spot concealed with my Clinique Even Better Concealer. I did a video on that. You can check that out. I was going back and forth with this concealer, whether I liked it, I didn't like it. When I originally did the review on it, I wasn't like a big fan of it for under the eyes, but what I really have come to appreciate when I did the Clinique Even Better foundation is that I actually like spot concealing with this because it's non-comedogenic, it's oil-free, it's non-acne-genic. I mean, there's so many amazing benefits to this concealer that it spot conceals in such a beautiful way, and I have some imperfections going on right now. So I do notice that this number 5, even though it seems to be light, it does oxidize a little bit darker, so keep that in mind. And it's a very small little packaging too, so we're not gonna rate this, but I just want you guys to see if this is something that you were interested in using. So we are gonna go in with a brush, just because I found with this product a brush works the best. And that's kind of what it looks like when it's on my hand. And then what I like to do is just go in there and see how it does really match well, but it does give a very like glow to the skin, as you can tell. And they do recommend using this product with with your fingers, but because I have longer nails right now, it's so not good for me right now to use my hands. I just feel like I'm just gonna create more bacteria and onto my face, but you can do it with your fingers and it will go really easily. So that was just a little squirt. I'm gonna go in a little bit more, not much more, because I find that the less you use of this product, the better. So the Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint by Fenty Beauty runs $29.50. You get 25 shades. It's 1.08 ounces. You get about 32 mils of product. So you're looking at less than $1, 92 cents per milliliter. So that's a really good price point. It's a lightweight, buildable, light to medium coverage skin tint that leaves the skin looking blurred and smooth in flexible shades for all. This flexible skin tint that Rihanna created is supposed to quickly and visibly even out your complexion and blur the effect. It has a HYDRA blend complex. It's supposed to be humidity, sweat, and transfer resistant. I have already used this just to kind of go to the grocery store, and I did the same thing where I just did like a spot conceal, and I do notice that it doesn't have a blurring effect, but I do notice it really did even out my complexion with just not a lot of product, and it felt extremely lightweight. So I am very impressed by this little skin tint situation. Is it something that I'd wear on a special occasion? No, but I think it is a good one for every day or for Zoom calls, or just something that you want to just kind of, like I said, even out your skin, but you don't want a whole lot of foundation. So it's just another option for my girls out there that like tinted moisturizers. It's actually one of my favorite tinted moisturizers currently on the market when it comes to like Laura Mercier, the oil-free one. It's good, but it's thick, where this one is a lot thinner. The Lancome Skin feels so good, and I'm showing you swatches right there. Is good, but it's not, I don't think it's amazing. So I hadn't really found a actual skin tint foundation. I mean, that Hydra Rescue was the closest. The Giorgio Armani Neo Nude right there is really good, but it's, again, more full coverage. Like the Futurist from Estee Lauder, they're thicker to me. They feel like foundations, where this one feels like a tinted moisturizer, what it was supposed to be and designed for. So I really like it. It's something that I feel like is a very good price point and something good to pick up during the VIB sale. I did want to let you guys know I did set it, and the reason why I didn't use a lot of these Eaze drops is because I found the more you use, the more it starts to crease up. I do find that this is just a beautiful way to easily just throw it on, like it said with the directions, you can just throw it on with your hands, a beauty sponge, or a brush just to even out your tone, but I wouldn't use this as like caking it on as foundation. It is meant as a skin tint. Anytime you do a skin tint type moisturizer, it's basically mixing moisturizer with foundation, and you can do that with any of your foundations. That's why I've always been kind of like, do I really need to purchase a skin tint moisturizer when I can just mix a foundation with a moisturizer? Because that is exactly what you're doing. But, you know, it's the convenience of having it in one. And I do really appreciate this and really, really, really like it. So the more I'm wearing it, the more I'm really, really liking it. But I like it in a very minimal amount. You guys saw that I just used 2 drops. Put it on quickly with my brush, and I was done. It was easy. It just feels like I have nothing on my skin. And you guys know I did this video, you can check out that video, with the Fenty Pro Filter powders. I am obsessed with this powder. I use this non-stop for just my no makeup days. It is so beautiful. I kept both shades. I like them equally for different reasons. This is, as I drop the sponge, 145 I really like for setting under my eyes. It just gives such a flawless finish. And then I like this one for the rest of my face. This is shade 190. And I did use this as a reference to the shade 5, which is why it matched me up. And I do think it is a beautiful match for me. So I really, really like it. I can mix it with a darker one as the summer months come, or if I start to self-tan. I don't know how much I'm gonna be self-tanning, but I just really, really love the combination of these two. I don't think, if you don't use very much of this, it's not going to cake up, and you just set it with this, you're gonna get that coverage that you want if you have, you know, insecurities that you want to cover up. So I do. So for me, I like more coverage. So this gives me the coverage without caking up, and it lasts all day. The other day I wore it for about 10 hours and it lasted and still looked beautiful 10 hours later. So I can do that on another video, but I didn't want to take the time, and I really wanted to get this recommendations video out. So let's go with the Patrick Ta Major Sculpted. I was excited. I was beyond excited when he first announced that he was launching this, because if you watch my channel, you know, and you're a subscriber, I am obsessed with his blush duos. I will show all 4 blush duos that I have right there, and I have all the swatches because I am obsessed with those blush duos. Every single one of them is absolutely beautiful, you guys. But She's That Girl is the one I go to the absolute most. It is that one that just never lets me down no matter what look I create. It is so beautiful. It just gives you such a youthful, beautiful glow. It makes cream blush so effortless and easy, it's not even funny. It is my absolute favorite. I'm sure a lot of you are going to question if I already own She's So LA, which was more of a bronze type duo to me more than a blush. I would typically wear something like this more as a bronzer, which is beautiful, and I absolutely love this one, especially if you wear like a red lips and stuff like that. I think is really, really pretty, and it depends on your skin tone as well. But how is it compared to this new Major Sculpt? Because they both are kind of bronzy. Well, there is a big difference. So take a look at those swatches right there. So you are definitely getting more cool tone shades with the She's Sculpted, which is what it's meant to be, because it's a bronzer contour. Whereas She's So LA is does have more of that blush tone effect, because it does have those warmer tones in it. So compared to each other, of course I've been digging into this already, you can see a big difference. But I did want to kind of show you guys what the comparison is, because I know a lot of you are probably wondering, if I already own She's So LA, do I need to add this to my cart for this sale? It is amazing, and it is definitely something if you like to contour or bronzer, as I would say, that whole bronze contour look, which is more in now than that sculpted contour that I did do a video recently, so you can check out that video, and those are all my recommendations for contouring. I love the texture, and I knew I was going to, because I love his blush cream textures. I think I'm gonna go in with this MAC one, the one I used in the video. It just takes up a good amount of real estate. We're gonna go in and try this on camera together, because I know a lot of you are probably wondering what this was like and if it was worth putting in your cart, and that's why I wanted to do the demo on camera. So I'm gonna start up here like I normally do. And I do have powder on, you guys, so I'm a little nervous because I do have my Fenty powder underneath. I didn't put a lot, but I did put some powder there to set down some of my imperfections there. So this is going to be the test. Does it go over powder? And that's gonna be a big question, I think, for a lot of us. And guess what, you guys? It goes beautifully over the powder. Beautifully. So don't worry about that. I mean, would I recommend you doing it before the powder? Probably, but it goes over it just fine, and it doesn't look muddy or anything. And I have a lot of texture there right now, especially on that side of my face, and it is going over beautifully, just like his blushes, just like his blushes. I am so impressed. Just like the Tom Ford and the Chanel, it goes on like a dream. And over powder, I mean, come on, how many, again, I don't recommend doing that, but how many times can you do that? I am gonna go over it with this sponge just to pull away some of the product and blend. Another brush I really love is this Fenty one, actually. I think this one, I kind of played around with it the other day with another cream contour with my Tom Ford one, and I was like, oh my gosh. So this is a brush I would highly recommend getting. He does have a contour brush as well. I did not pick it up because I already own too many contour brushes, but I love this Fenty one for cream products. It just goes on beautifully. So #1 cream product. All right, let's go in with the actual bronzer section. So we're gonna take this one. Again, this is She's Sculpted. I don't know if I told you guys that. And remember, you're getting a bronzer and a contour in one, and it makes it so much easier to travel with. That is a gorgeous bronzer. So I quickly popped on this Jouer Molten Glow highlighter. Probably the only highlighter I would recommend right now at Sephora. That's my recommendation. I just love this highlighter, but the Jaclyn Hill one is the one I've been reaching for the most. But this will always be a staple in my collection. It is so beautiful. I hope she keeps that as a staple. So I wanted to quickly mention, you guys, before we move on, I'm gonna use this blush from the Sephora collection. I never really used a lot of their makeup in the past. I mean, here and there I'd use a little bit. This one is called, what's this one called? Peach Blossom number 2, I want to say. It is so beautiful, you guys. It is such a gorgeous, gorgeous coral tone. You can look at it compared to my Anastasia one that I absolutely love. That trio is one of my favorite blushes. That is the Peachy Love, and Anastasia puts out, to me, one of the best matte blushes on the market. It stays forever. And I've been really liking the Sephora one as an affordable alternative. I don't know if you guys know this, but Louis Vuitton actually owns Sephora. They started it way back, and I think the first store opened was like in 1970, I want to say, in New York City, but they do own Sephora, just so you guys know that. And a lot of the makeup, Dior and Sephora collection, the makeup is actually in the same manufacturing plant. I don't know. I think YSL too, if I remember right. So just a little fun fact for you guys. All right, let's try this out. I've played with this, but I haven't really like used it a whole lot. So let's go in on my, oh my gosh, that's aggressive. Oh boy. Okay, I went a little too intense there. All right, nothing we can't blend out. Do you guys see how beautiful that blush is? It's so pretty. I'm kind of pressing it in because this tinted foundation still feels a little tacky to me. So that's one thing to be mindful over. It doesn't dry like quickly like my NARS foundation. So I did pick up the bronzer as well, and I've been really liking this one. This is Santorini. This is a gorgeous bronzer. Beautiful bronzer. So I will pop up all of my favorite bronzers right there, and you can kind of see where all those shades are. And if you're in the market and you want to pick up a bronzer, those are all my favorite bronzers. We're going to take my Hakuhodo brush. We're going to pop that on and just kind of go over what we already have. I just want to test it out. So pretty though, right? I mean, I can't decide. I mean, all of these bronzers are absolutely gorgeous. It really just depends on what you're looking for. So as far as like my top bronzer hits, I love this Patrick Ta one. It is beautiful, but I think I love the contour shade more than I love the bronzer shade on it, but I still love them both. They're beautiful. But my biggest hits still have been the Charlotte Tilbury Tan 3 is, oh, just such a good bronzer, you guys. And my NARS Laguna. This one has more neutral tones in it, but love the matte one, the matte Laguna. And I really like this Sephora one for like that affordable price point plus your discount. Oh my goodness, it is such a beautiful color. The Santorini, and the texture is so pretty. I think if you really want that airbrushed bronzer appearance, this Charlotte Tilbury, nothing outdoes this so far. So I still have been loving my Professional setting spray. I think this is kind of my hit setting spray right now. I love the Charlotte Tilbury one a lot, and man, does this make your makeup stay like almost like my Urban Decay one, which is just a staple for me in my kit. But this Charlotte Tilbury one is really, really beautiful. Actually, let's use that one on camera today since we always use the Professional. Okay, I'm gonna spray this. I like the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I kind of like the mister better on this Professional one. I do like that this one makes it stay longer, but I like the mister better on this. This mister is incredible, and it really does blur out your skin, let me tell you. Let me actually put some of that on too, just because. Yeah, this mister is so much better, you guys. So much better. Whew, I love that. I love that it reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay one. The Urban Decay one, I think, still lasts the longest, but the Professional one is the only one to really blur out my skin. I really do feel like it really blurs out my pores. Like, it's crazy good, you guys, and it doesn't make me break out, thank goodness. As far as lips go, I am obsessed with this combo right now. I love the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude lipsticks. I mean, you can tell, like, I use this so much. I have a lot of her shades. Natasha and Charlotte are by far my favorite. Charlotte is probably the one I use the most. It has just that perfect brown nude that I like. And right now, with us not really wearing, you know, we're wearing masks all the time, I just feel like I'm not using too many lip products, but sometimes I like to start off with wearing it. And this is just such a comfortable matte. It's not like that matte that won't transfer, you know, like your liquid mattes, but This is such a comfortable matte and is so pretty. I always get so many compliments when I use that. And I like it in combination with my Charlotte Tilbury. This is like my go-to, I cannot live without. Iconic Nude is just that perfect shade for most of us light to medium skin tones. It's just, it goes with every single lipstick. And I just love that it's not too soft where I don't have to constantly sharpen it, but yet it still defines and contours the lips so beautifully, and it's such a perfect combination. And I have been loving this Lawless Forget the Filler. I can see why it's constantly sold out. It is so good. It makes my lips so, like, just, I like it with nothing on my lips, but just go out the door with the mask on, and I absolutely love it with my lip combinations. I think it just like enhances your lips. It makes them look so full and beautiful. I'm gonna get another one. Like, I want another one for my purse and my vanity. It is so amazing. So I will be picking that up in the sale. Another product that I'm just obsessed with is my NARS Matte Soft Matte. I have been using this for years, since it launched. I didn't talk about it a lot on my channel, but it was something I kind of used behind the camera. And then when the Soft Matte Foundation came out, this was kind of like popping up again. And I was like, you know, let's talk about it more because it is really good. I carve out my eyebrows with this, and I basically only use this around that ocular area, and then I put the foundation around it. I don't really bring the foundation anymore to my eyebrow. I just stick to this product only and then set it. I think it is a phenomenal product. I use Maroon Glacé. This is just my, I mean, I'm gonna have to refill this one. It's already in my cart. It's getting low. Like, I use this so much, but make sure you always screw these on tight, you guys, because it is really important. Since we're on the NARS Soft Matte, this is my #1 full coverage foundation for my preferences. I typically like matte foundations. I'm not a really big luminous foundation for my current skin type. I mentioned that in the KVD Good Apple video. That's another foundation that I've fallen in love with. Once I nail the color, I ordered a couple more colors now, so we'll see. I know that one was a little light for me on camera looking back at the footage, but at that time when I first bought it, it did match me perfectly. I really highly, if you can get your hands on it, because it's really tough to get your hands on it at Sephora right now. It's been intermittent, like every day they'll come back in stock, and then literally like within an hour they're out of stock again. So I don't know by the time the sale comes, especially when the sale's here, I think people are really gonna be jumping on that foundation. So if you can get your hands on it, I think it is a phenomenal foundation, especially for my dry skin girls out there. But less is more with that foundation. Like I said, you can check out that video, less is more with it. Let's touch on concealers. Dior is just my #1 concealer. I love this concealer. It will just continue to be #1 for me. It is so beautiful. I'll pop up my concealer, just kind of my rankings for that. Just a quick reminder, I've shown this in other videos, but Dior, oh, by far. So I will show you the swatches to the Dior that I have. So I have 1WO, 2WO, 3WO, and then 5N to contour sometimes. I don't really use that 5N too much. Typically, I stick to the 1WO. That's kind of my concealer shade that pretty much follows me from summer to fall, winter, springtime. I'm still using it. Another concealer I really love is the Pat McGrath. I love the Sublime concealer. So I will show all of the shades that I have with the Pat McGrath. LM8 is the one I use the most. That stands for light medium. And then LM11 is really nice too. Again, it just depends on where I'm at as far as tanning. LM13's a good one for me to use to do that foundation without using foundation, just using the concealer, which is a beautiful concealer to do that with. It is and it does not affect my skin. So absolutely love the coverage and the lightness you get from this. It is a beautiful, I just ordered a lighter shade. I ordered LM5. Pat McGrath was having a sale on her site, so I did order that along with, and I do want to talk about this since we're talking about concealers, this is still by far the best under eye setting powder on the market, by far. And it now comes in a yellow shade, which I was so excited. So this is the translucent one. You can check out my Pat McGrath video. I have all the shades and I go over all the shades in there and how I use them. But the translucent one is the one I probably go to the most. This is actually a new one because I ran out of my other one. But yeah, I have it on today. It just blurs out your under eyes, you guys, and leaves just especially for my girls that don't like powder but need to set it, my mature skin ladies that really need to set and make sure you're not creasing and, you know, with all of our extra wrinkles and stuff like that, it just blurs it out. One of my mom's best friends, I introduced her to this and she's in her 60s and she is obsessed with it. So it's a phenomenal powder and it's a good time to get your hands on it. As far as brows go, you guys, honestly, I haven't been using a lot of brow products on the higher end side. The only brow pencil I use though is the Hourglass pencil. I'll put the details of what color I use right there, but yeah, this is the only brow pencil I've been using. It's the skinny one, and I just kind of fill in a little bit. I have found with my brows, the less is more. I just find that just go with what I have, and I literally have barely been putting any product on. So I use this, and then to really set it, I love my Anastasia Brow Freeze. I think this is a fantastic product. You can check out that video. I talk more about it. I don't want to go into too many details, but she did just launch a spoolie and a spatula, and I do have it in my cart to go with this product. So make sure you keep this really screwed on tight, but phenomenal product to really, it's the only thing that doesn't make my brows fall, which I love. And my Legendary Brows, I know Charlotte Tilbury just released a new brow pencil and is kind of re-releasing these, but you guys know if you've been watching my channel for years now, Legendary Brow, it used to be Linda, it's now Star Brow, is my ultimate go-to. But I am a big fan of that thin spoolie, and I know a lot of people are not. They like a little bit more to it, but I love that this one I can just go in and really place my brows. It is just one of the most phenomenal products I have ever used as far as brow products go. As far as cream blushes, I know a lot of people are getting into cream blushes. We already touched on the Patrick Ta ones. I absolutely love my Patrick Ta one, but I have really been liking my Nude Sticks ones, and I will show all the swatches right there. I just love those two colors right there, especially that Salty Siren. That's more up my jam right there. I just love that coral, just brightness to it. But Beach Babe is also a really beautiful summer shade for more like that no makeup look. It just gives such a good flush to the skin. They're really easy to apply, so highly recommend those as cream blushes. I also love the Rare Beauty one. I know you guys, I don't really talk about it that much since I've done that video, but you can see me apply that in that video. But it is a really good blendable. This kind of dries down to almost like a powder formulation, which I really like. Again, this is such a natural color. And then there's the Shiseido one, you guys. This one is really beautiful. I bought this a while back, but I didn't really talk about it. You can see, but that is a very vibrant swatch, as you can see. Very vibrant, but the texture and blendability of it is really, really beautiful. Oh, there was one more bronzer I forgot to mention, you guys. Oh my gosh, and I forgot it was in those swatches, but is the LYS bronzer in Harmony. This is one of my go-to bronzers right now. I love that it's clean. I love that it's affordable, and it is a gorgeous tone. A gorgeous tone. I wear this quite a bit. All right, you guys, so the last thing would be eyeshadow. And to be honest with you guys, I haven't really been wearing a lot of eyeshadow lately. I just been sticking to bronzers and then this Danessa Myricks, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But really, that's all I use. I don't know, call me lazy. I just don't want to do a full-blown eyeshadow look these days unless I'm doing it for a video. But typically, I just use my bronzer. Whatever bronzer I'm using that day, it's not one particular one because they all work beautifully as eyeshadow. It just depends, and I want it to be monochromatic and matching. So if I use the LYS bronzer, I'm gonna use that as my eyeshadow. It's just using that as that contour. You can even go in with the Patrick Ta contour and really contour that out and then put that shade on top. It's going to be stunning. So we can do that in a different video if you want me to do that, but that's another way to do it. But that's all I've been doing. I call me lazy, I know. I just haven't been, unless I'm filming a video, I don't really, and I'm doing a particular eyeshadow look for that video, I just don't feel like doing eyeshadow. It's just not my jam right now. But if I were to recommend an eyeshadow palette, I did a video on this. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it, but the Glam palette is so pretty. The neutrals and the cool tone, but yet you still get the warm shades. It'd be the palette I would travel with if I were going to. Now, this Danessa Myricks. Danessa Myricks, if you're not familiar with her, she's a very well-known makeup artist. So these are the Color Fix creams. Basically, like not this color, you could, but basically these colors can be worn on the cheeks, the lips. Danessa makes, you have to follow her on Instagram. I will pop up her Instagram right there. She just is incredible with her hands. She just creates the most gorgeous Instagram looks, you guys. I am obsessed with her page. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed. She's like a Pat McGrath and a Natasha Denona. They're just so incredibly talented, and they come up with these amazing products. I have a couple of her products in my Sephora bag right now. I want to try out that Evolution powder. I've heard really great things about it. So this is what this looks like. I mean, when I say a little goes a long way, a little goes a long way. And this is like so much opaqueness, and you can build that up. This color is insanely beautiful. I will put it right there. So pretty, you guys. But one thing I will say is work fast with this product, and you can get the lighter shades and use them as highlights. I mean, all of her skin, her models are just stunning to begin with, but just the way she glazes the skin, she's just, oh, she has this incredible talent for making skin look so incredibly beautiful. I wish I had flawless skin like that. You guys, I think that's it. That's all the makeup I would recommend as far as hair products go. So today is not my typical beach wave where I left out the ends. I mean, it's starting to loosen up a little bit. This is all my hair. I don't have any extensions in, but I do have a lot of hair, so I'll keep that in mind as I just messed that up. But I used the Dyson Airwrap, and I barely dried it today. Like, I just used the big attachment, I will show right there, the brush, to really like dry the ends and kind of get the scalp a little bit. And I can do this tutorial if you want to, so please comment below if you want to see this. I do have a video when I did introduce the Dyson Airwrap where I do demo a kind of a similar hairstyle to this. Yes, it's annoying to do the attachments, but you get used to it. Because I don't get a curl like this with my regular curling iron. I can't, even my flat iron. This gives me the most shiny curls. Every time I curl my hair, I do have to put a lot of oil to really make it look not so frizzy. And I don't have to do that with the Dyson Airwrap. It just literally leaves my curls so beautiful. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when I think of a spring sale, if I didn't own the Dyson Airwrap already, that would be something I would use my coupon for. Because this is unlimited, you guys. This is not like Ulta where they get 120% coupon and you got to use it that one time in that one purchase. If you're a Rouge member and that begins April 9th, as I mentioned earlier in the video, you literally have until the sale ends to keep putting, like if you decide, oh, I want this, but then you want, maybe next week I want this, as long as the sale's still going on, you still get to continue using that 20% off. I love that about Sephora. So for me, I would rather use, because those big ticketed items like the Dyson Airwrap or even the Bio-Ionic Straightener that I talked about in that video is also sold at Sephora. I would use it on those items because you're not gonna see that discount until the next Sephora sale, which is only twice a year and it's typically towards like the fall season, right? Or fall winter season. So you won't see that for a long time. I like to use it on my refills and I like to use it on those big ticketed items. And then as far as hair products, I already have in my cart. I need to restock on this. This is I love that Sephora sells Oribe now. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. So the dry texturing spray is my ultimate favorite texture spray ever. I used to love the Bumble and Bumble. I think I even talked about it in a video a couple of years ago, but I am obsessed with the Oribe one. It's by far, it's expensive, but it lasts a long time and it is so good and it smells incredible. This whole line smells incredible. All right, now I like this. This is the Oribe Royal Blowout. I think I talked about this on a video in the past, a hair video that I did, but I love this stuff. But little goes a long way, so it will last you a long time, and I love that it comes in travel. Both of these come in travel sizes now. $22 is a little high for a travel size, but honestly, you don't use that much of these products. I mean, I've had these for a long time, you guys. So this is a really good time, again, to utilize 20% coupons on products like that. So I like it for my big ticketed items. Another product that I really love is my Kerastase Resistance Cement Theramique. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But I love this to really like put in my hair after I do my leave-in conditioner, which they don't sell at Sephora. I use, I can talk about that in another video, but anyway, after I use my leave-in conditioner, I like to use this stuff and just kind of just run it through the ends. I like my Olaplex number 5 is another one that I absolutely love and recommend. And again, you know, it's a great time to utilize that 20% off coupon. I love the whole Olaplex system. I use the shampoo, the conditioner. The number 3 is not necessarily my favorite product, but it's good for like a once in a while. It's still not my favorite hair product. I mean, my hair was so damaged, you guys, and I haven't been blonding it as much to kind of give it a breather, but it's still, you know, it's really been brought back to life, and I'm getting all of my fullness back. Like I lost a lot of hair, and I have a lot of hair, thank goodness, but look at how fluffy my hair is now. I mean, the products I'm using are working. So I am really impressed with the whole system I have going on, and that Olaplex system is phenomenal. That shampoo and conditioner is so good, you guys. I don't care for the oil. I'm not a big fan of their oil. I still like Moroccan oil is still my favorite. And I think argan oil is the key to getting your hair back, as well as my other product that I talked about, my OGX dry oil spray is probably my favorite out of all of these. It's so good. Anyway, you can check that out in the video I did recently on the hair products, but that's it, you guys, as far as all my Sephora recommendations. I know that was a lot, but you know, there was quite a bit of products to get through. As far as brushes go, I use a lot of CICAPAIR brushes from Beautylish. I do love my Fenty brushes. I will pop up all the Fenty brushes I love right there. I do love my concealer Sephora brush. It's very well loved and needs to be washed. And then I love this brush. This is the Corrector number 57 brush. Oh, this brush is so soft and so good. It's synthetic. It's amazing. So those are the brushes I would recommend. All right, you guys, we are finally at the very end. I know that was a lot, but there's a lot of you out there that watch my channel that are huge fans of the Sephora sale. I mean, we all want a good sale, right? Anybody, if you're watching my channel, you obviously love makeup and you obviously are very excited about this sale. Make sure you sign up to be a beauty insider right away if you're not, because these sales come twice a year, and let me tell you, we all go hard on them. So hopefully that you got some good recommendations through this video. I hope that helped you guys out. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to my channel, please remember to comment below. I love hearing from you guys, I really do. And it really does help my videos out when you comment. And when you give this video a huge thumbs up and hit that like button, it really helps me in the algorithm, you guys. So please go ahead and comment and hit that like button. Thank you so much. And again, if you're new to my channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button before you go. Click the notification bell so you can get notified. My new upload day is Tuesday, so I will be uploading on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific time for now. I think I'm gonna change this up, switch it up a little bit, see how it goes, and then maybe add in some Sunday videos. You never know. Thank you guys. I love you so much, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.